Hi students, good morning to all. Welcome to our classic higher secondary school. Now we can see 10th standard mathematics trigonometry, where we use this concept. In our real life situation, we have to find height and distance without actually measuring them. Trigonometry is mostly applicable for finding height and distance. Let us see the concepts. Right triangle. Everyone should know about right triangle. So look at this triangle. You having three angles and three sides. Here the first side PM, that side we can call as a vertical line, and MO distance that we can call as a horizontal line, and OP distance we can call as a longest side. So we can divide these three sides, and by using these two angles, one of the angle is 90 degree, that 90 degree opposite side we can divide this ratio hypotenuse side. Another angle theta that we can call as a acute angle. It should be in the position of O or P, but in this triangle the position O they given as a theta. The theta is acute angle that defined by opposite to the side is opposite side. It is the second side, and the remaining side, third side is the adjacent side. So the right triangle is defined by one of the angle is 90 degree, that is perpendicular to the opposite side, that we can call as a hypotenuse, and another condition acute angle that define that one of the opposite side is opposite side, and another condition another side is adjacent side. Next, table for trigonometric ratios that we have learned in our earlier classes itself. Do you know very well the 0 to 90 is an acute angle. In between how many angles we had defined means 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. How can you remember this value? I want to give one shortcut for you. Look at this. I am taking the number 0 to 1. In between only these values are having. How can you remember? First I have to split these numbers by this way. 0 after 1 by 4 and half and 3/4 and then 1. I can take this number 0 to 1. In between I divide by 0 after 1/4, half, 3/4 and 1. Just you take the square root for these values, you can easily find the trigonometric values. Square root of 0 is 0. Square root of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. 1 by root 2. Root 3 by 4 is root 3 by 2. Square root of 1 is 1. So using these values to apply this tables for trigonometric ratio. Next, height and distance. Height and distance. What is the concept for height and distance? The process of finding height and distance is the best example of applying trigonometry. So the height and distance only we can apply for trigonometry concept. Let us see the example. Height of a tower, mountain, distance of a ship from lighthouse. Width of it. This is the example for you. Let us see the problems. Angle of elevation. This is a very, very important concept for trigonometry. Basic concept. Look at this picture. Here, you look at here one right angle triangle. Here A is the A to P distance is a horizontal line, and A to O, that O is the object. It is in the top of the sky, that we can call as a vertical line. When you observing the object to find height and distance means definitely you have get one right angle triangle. That right angle triangle divided by three sides. One should be opposite side, another one should be adjacent side, and third side is hypotenuse side. Based on this, in this triangle, the boy is standing here. They want to observe the object on top of the sky. While you observe the object on top of the sky means or top of the building, just you raise your heads means you get an angle as an angle of elevation. So if you are standing on the ground, it is a horizontal line. If you just raise your heads on the object to see the object, you're getting as an angle of elevation. Next thing, I'm going for the problems. Just simple way. A tower stands vertically on ground. Everyone should know the tower. It should be in the vertical line. That means standing line. And from a point on the ground, which is 48 meters away from the foot of the tower. Here, there is one point having, I will draw and show you. I am taking one tower, that is vertical line. And second thing, I will mark the point on the ground. I will draw a horizontal line. The tower is a vertical line. That point is a horizontal line. If you join these two distances, this is the hypotenuse side. Now these two lines are perpendicular. The perpendicular opposite side is hypotenuse side. Now you get the required triangle. Now you want to find the height of the tower. How can you find the height of the tower? What they given? Angle 30 degree given, angle of elevation. So this is the point on the ground. You should observe the top of the tower. You should observe the top of the tower. What is the angle you got it? Elevation. How much the angle given? 30 degree. So the third angle opposite to the side is opposite side. The 90 degree opposite side is hypotenuse side. The remaining side we can call as a adjacent side. Now, using these ratios to find the height of the tower. Now we want to find the height of the tower. So which one is the height of the tower now? The opposite side is the height of the tower. So what is the ratio we want to apply? The divide by ratio means divide by the length of the two sides. What is the angle given for you? Tan 30. Tan 30, height of the tower is opposite side, and the adjacent side we what they given? 48 meter. The ground and the tower distance is how much given? 48 meter given. So h by 48. What is the value of tan 30? Just remember 1 by root 3. One side h is the height of the tower, another one is 48. Just cross multiply. So 48 into 1, 48. H into root 3 is h root 3. You just simplify this multiplication, root 3 comes this side means division root 3. 48 divided by root 3. So if you having that rationalizing factor means we want to do multiplication of root 3 and the same time divide by root 3. So 48 root 3 divide by root 3 into root 3, root 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Cancel by 3 and 48. How many times? 16 times. So you get the height of the tower is 16 root 3 meter. That's all. Shall we go for next one more condition? Angle of depression. Not only for angle of elevation to find the height and distance, in another way, angle of depression. Look at this picture. The boy is standing on the top of a building or top of a tower. That boy eyesight is in the horizontal line. That boy want to see the ground. That boy want to see the ground. That look at the ball. Okay. So that eyesight is going down. So if you fall your heads, you're getting an angle of depression. The line is horizontal line. That horizontal line seeing the object at downward means you're getting an angle of depression. This is also a right angle triangle. The same concept. One of the angle is 90 degree. Another condition, acute angle. Based on this acute angle, you choose the suitable ratio to find the unknown side. It may be height or distance. Shall we go for the problems? And before that, note the condition. Problems involving angle of depression. First, kindly note this part. Angle of depression and angle of elevation are equal. Angle of depression and angle of elevation are equal. Now look at this diagram. Because the previous diagram, the boy is standing on the top of a building. That boy observed the ball at downward. So this angle of depression and this part will change as angle of elevation. Okay. That is alternate angles are equal. Angle of depression and angle of elevation. So definitely this angle should become equal. Please kindly note down. Next part. A player sitting, read the question. A player sitting on the top of a tower, height 20 meter. Look at the picture. The boy sitting on the top of a tower. The height of the tower is how much they given? 20 meter. And observe the angle of depression. What is the concept now? Angle of depression. Before some we have discussed angle of elevation. So depression means keep in your mind. You just sitting on the top of the tower. You just observe the ball at down. Angle of depression of your ball lying on the ground. How much angle it will form? 60 degree. So the boy eyesight is a horizontal line. The boy eyesight is a horizontal line. That boy want to fall their heads and see the ball which what angle? 60 degree. Using this angle, you have to find the distance between the foot of the tower and the ball. So look at this condition. That height of the tower is a horizontal vertical line, and that foot of the tower and the point of the ball is a horizontal line. This is horizontal line. This is a vertical line. Now you get a one record right triangle. Now what is the concept? Before I will explain you that angle of depression will want to change as an angle of elevation because they are equal. Concept of alternate angles. Now, I want to change the 60 degree means this line is an alternate angle. So, automatically it is a 60 degree. Now, look at the condition. Now, the angle opposite to the side is what side? Height of the tower is how much given? 20 meter given. So, what is the ratio we want to use? And horizontal line is not given. They want to ask the distance between the ball and the height of the tower. The distance between the ball and the foot of the tower. So, we want to find this concept as distance. But elevation, we have to find only the height of the concept. Here, we have to look at the distance concept. So, both are same only. We can suitable type based on the question. We can apply the elevation or depression. Now, next concept. So, I am taking the height of the tower is 20 meter, the angle 60 degree. It is an alternative angle. Angle of elevation and angle of depressions are equal. Here, the distance of the ball and the foot of the tower is x. In right triangle, what is the ratio? Tan 60, because what is the ratio for tan? Opposite side by adjacent side. So, opposite side is what side? Here, look at the diagram. BC, height of the tower, and divide by AB. AB how much given? X, distance is not given. So, tan 60 value, just remember by this table, √3. Distance height of the tower is 20. Here x, just to make a cross multiplication. So, x is equal to 20 by √3. Now, only I told you, if you having the irrational number in denominator means we want to convert as a rational number. So, multiple of rationalizing factor by √3 and divide by √3. What is the value of √3 is 1.732. √3 into √3, 3. We cannot cancel the 20 and 3. So, just multiple 20 into 1.732 and divide by 3. You getting as a required number, decimal number 11.54 meter. And next concept, problems involving same time angle of elevation and angle of depression. Look at this picture. There is a lighthouse given. There is one man standing here. That man observed the aeroplane. At the same time, that man observed the ship. So, here the two concepts are here. While the man observed the line of sight is horizontal line. That line of sight is moving to the aeroplane. It becomes as a angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. If the man seeing the eyesight on the downward of the ships, so automatically the head fall on downward, the eyesight should be fall on downward. So it become as a angle of depression. This is another concept you want to find the various objects using to find height and distance. Same time you have to apply the elevation and depression. This is the concept for you. One more time I will explain you. The lighthouse, the man is standing in the top position. They should observe the same time. One should be the top of the aeroplane, another one should be bottom of the ship. So the top means you have to get elevation part, at bottom means you're getting angle of depression. That's all. And one more problem, from the top of tree, height 13 meter. Now this is the tree. Okay, how much they given? 13 meter. The angle of elevation and depression. The same concept, angle of elevation and depression given. Top and bottom of another tree. Listen, one side you having first tree. The height of the tree is given how much more? 13 meter. Another side what they given? Another one tree. You want to look at this top and bottom. Top means what type of angle you got it? Elevation. Bottom means what you want to get? Depression. Okay. Now you can draw the horizontal line and you're getting as a one required triangle. This elevation. What is that angle given? 45 degree. And the same way, if you are standing in the top of the tree, from the first tree, you observe the bottom of the second tree. So you're getting an angle of depression. How much angle given? 30 degree. So now what I told you, you draw one right angle triangle. You get that should be concept of angle of depression will change as an angle of elevation. So this is 30 degree means automatically this angle also 30 degree. What is the concept? Alternative angles are equal. Now you want to give the name of this diagram, or otherwise you can use the first triangle concept. I will take the first tree as AB, second tree as CD. CD. In between her line is a horizontal line. I take as a E. First triangle. What we have to take an A, T, A, C, E. So tan theta, what is the ratio? Opposite side by adjacent side. So elevation means what is the concept? Tan 45, you know the ratio 1. So opposite side is the height of the tree H, and distances we can take as same distance. The first tree and second tree is same distance from bottom to top. So h by x. Tan 45 is equal to 1, h by x. X is equal to h. It is the first concept. Second one, I am taking the another triangle. A, it is a depression. A, B, C. What is the angle they given? 30 degree. Now, here how much the first tree height given? 13 meter. So the angle's opposite side is 13 meter. The distance of the both tree is x. The same concept. What is the tan 30 value? 1 by root 3. Here 13 by x. Just to cross multiply here. 1 into x is x. 13 into root 3. 13 root 3. Now compare the both conditions. The first triangle elevation, the distance is same. Second condition, depression also distance are equal. So equating the from first and second equation, h is equal to 13 root 3. What is the value? 13 into 1.732, 22.516. Just add the first tree height is 13 meter. What is the second height? H. Add this 13 plus h. Total height of the second tree is 13 plus h. 13 plus 22.52, you're getting 30.52 meter. That's all. Thank you.